They tell you not to take sides. Stay neutral. Facilitate discussion. Don't make it personal. Today, I didn't take a side, but I wanted to. Badly. We were halfway through a discussion on 1984. He'd already interrupted twice, correcting people with quotes that weren't in the book and casually mispronouncing Orwellian like it was a flex. The other students knew to let it pass. I usually did too. But today, I felt that twitch again, that familiar tightness just behind my eyes. He'd been needling the class all term, but lately he'd shifted from arrogant to corrosive. Stephen raised his hand, the way he always did, elbow wide, fingers poised like he was about to deliver a legal defense instead of an opinion. There was that slight pause before he spoke, like he was waiting for a camera crew to zoom in. Honestly, he said, sitting back in his chair like he was handing down gospel from a TED talk he misunderstood. He brought it on himself. He knew the rules. If you defy the system, you get crushed. That's just life. People need to stop acting like suffering is special. It's just the cost of disobedience. No reaction at first. Then the silence settled. That low, shifting kind where chairs creak but no one speaks. Clara didn't look up. She didn't sigh or blink dramatically. She turned a page in her copy of the book, as if she was still deciding whether to bother. Then she said softly, "So you read a book about institutional torture, mass surveillance, and psychological warfare, and you came away thinking the guy who got destroyed deserved it." Stephen laughed, like she'd proven his point. He made a choice. You can't blame the system every time someone falls apart. Some people just aren't built to survive. Clara looked up now, locked eyes with him. Her voice stayed even. That's not interpretation. That's a coping mechanism for never having experienced consequences. You mistake cruelty for competence. Stephen tilted his head. I just think we give too much credit to people who can't hack it. Life's hard for everyone. Some of us just get on with it. You've had 2 trips to Bulla this year already, Clara said. You're not getting on with anything. You're being carried. He shot her a look. So now it's about me personally. What? I'm not allowed to have opinions if I come from a stable background? No, she replied. You're just not qualified to speak like you're the blueprint for resilience. The class held its breath. Stephen tried to rally. I'm just pointing out that actions have consequences. You lie down, you get stepped on. That's not oppression, that's physics. Clara closed her book now, calmly, deliberately. You're not cruel because you're honest, Stephen. You're cruel because you enjoy the feeling of stepping on someone who can't fight back. That's not strength, that's just cowardice dressed up as principle. Stephen scoffed. Whatever. You're just mad I'm not sugarcoating everything like the rest of you. You want everyone to get a participation ribbon. Clara stayed quiet for just a moment. Then she replied, No, I want people to stop mistaking their lack of empathy for insight. Stephen tried to speak, but she cut across. You think cruelty is clarity, that bluntness is brilliance, but all you do is scrape your worldview from the inside of a Reddit thread and call it philosophy. That stunned him for a moment. You keep calling weakness a choice like it makes you strong. It doesn't. It just makes you easy to replace. The class was now dead silent. Stephen reached for defiance, but grabbed nothing. And then, calmly, cleanly, Clara said, "And before you run off to post about this on your incel manosphere page, you just know this. You're the reason we're heading into a loneliness epidemic. Not them, but you." I should have stepped in. I know that. I'm trained to feel that moment, that line. But I didn't. I let it ride. Then came the final blow. It didn't land with force. It landed with certainty. How on earth can you seriously think you aren't anything but a Hollywood baddie? Do you not hear yourself? Silence. No one even pretended to rustle paper. Stephen looked like someone had flipped the mirror on him and he didn't like the reflection. That was when I finally found my voice. "All right," I said. "Clara, that's enough." She didn't protest. She just gave Stephen one final glance that said everything. Luckily, the bell went shortly after. Students filtered out, heads ducked, eyes wide. I watched them leave. I waited. Stephen packed up slowly, methodical. His hands moved, but his brain was somewhere else. I let the room empty just before I spoke. "Stephen," I said, "just a word?" He looked at me like he was the one who was being wronged. "I didn't attack anyone," he said. "I was literally just giving my interpretation of the text." I nodded. "Sure, you were. But let me offer you something to interpret." I kept my voice level, not angry, not stern, just quiet. "What you said today, the way you said it, a lot of people found it repellent. Not bold, not clever, just unpleasant. You think you're challenging people, starting important conversations, but you're not. You're closing doors." He frowned, confused. "Out there," I continued, "no one's going to pull you aside and warn you. They won't argue with you. They'll just stop inviting you, stop replying. Rooms will get colder when you walk in, and you will have no idea why." He opened his mouth, then closed it. "Reframe," I said, "soon. Because the version of yourself you're curating, it's not as palatable as you think." He looked like he was about to speak again. The classic flinch of someone about to bring up free speech. I cut him off before the phrase could form. "And no, Stephen, no one is silencing you. They're just exercising their freedom. To ignore you, to avoid you, to move through the world without you. And that's something you might want to start getting used to." I left him there, walked straight to the staff room. Trevor was hunched over his screen, halfway through a banana and some half-interesting spreadsheet. He looked up. "Was that Clara I heard tearing someone apart?" I poured coffee. "Stephen," I said. Trevor turned. "Oh my God, finally!" I didn't respond. "Tell me everything." I just smiled. She said what we couldn't. If you've made it this far, I've got more content you might enjoy. Hit the like button if you found this interesting, and take a look at the videos on your screen for more. Trust me, you won't want to miss them.